provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar-powered generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Halfway into this worldwide transmission against tyranny, and we have Reverend James Manning of Atla.org joining us. Pastor James David Manning. Again, Atla.org, ATLAH.org. Our websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. In the next segment, we're going to open the phones up to Pat, Julio, Isaac, Tracy, Mark, and others to talk to the pastor. Look, when you talk about revolution, they know they're forcing the people into physical confrontation. So they built up Northcom, Homeland Security, to get everybody used to giving up their rights to fight foreign, supposed made-up boogeymen terrorists. But really, we have the Homeland Security MIAC reports. It's all designed for the American people, libertarians, conservatives, people that want to end the Fed, the birthers. You know, it's all in there. People to get us out of the UN sticker. It's clearly un-American. It's clearly a secret police. But I think they want violent confrontation. That's why they provocateur it. But I do think we need a revolution of boycotts, of protest, of educating people, of saying no, of taking over the state governments through the legislative process. That's starting to happen, to block the federal government's unconstitutional activities, the federal government itself taken over by international aims. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. I think the Tea Parties are effective, but they have been co-opted by Glenn Beck and others. And just his past attacks on Ron Paul and others, I mean, he's definitely he's Benedict Arnold. I mean, I have to call him out because he's so dangerous.
No, he's very dangerous. There's no doubt about it.
So continue with your problem with the Tea Party leadership and what type of revolution you're talking about.
Well, going to the Tea Party, the revolution aspect of the question first, I think that I've called for boycotts for the last year, and we've been somewhat effective. I mean, I've called for the Great 9 boycott of several major fast food places, all the auto industries, all three of them, Pepsi and Coca-Cola, simply to send a message to corporate America that we're out here, we've got power, we can write your checks, or we can cancel them. I've also called for a one-day work stoppage, which we've not yet instituted. We've not made it effective as of yet. But to have America stop working for one day. Now, the Tea Party people, Dick Armey, I think, floated that idea a couple of months ago, and I called him out on it because I had called for it going back 4 or 5 months ago, that America should shut down for one day completely to let the powers that be know that we're here and we're not going to be marginalized, we're not going to be constitutionally castrated, we're not going to have that happen. And if they don't respond in the one-day work stoppage, then we'll go for a full-week work stoppage. But, of course, you know, Alex, once you do a one-day work stoppage, those that are involved in the process will most probably be either arrested and if you go for a one-week work stoppage, the Obama machine will call out the military to try to put down that one-day work stoppage. It will not happen in a vacuum. It will not happen in a peaceful way. And I'm not one that advocates shedding blood. That's not something that I want people to think of me first of. But however, that's beginning to float around, and I would like to repeal that as much as possible. But, Alex, I'm convinced that one of the more powerful ways of boycotting this structure, this new corporate Supreme Court law that gives corporations the opportunity to buy candidates, to buy elections, that's exactly what happened last week. And you got to stop the corporations through the power of a one-week work stoppage. It will turn violent should that happen.
Well, what they did is they said, oh, you can't have a Hillary film, which is clearly unconstitutional. So they expanded it using a ruling that was good to just say unlimited giving, foreign companies, foreign corporations can come in and take over even further. But there's still the restrictions on what individuals can give.
Absolutely.
So it's actually unfair for the corporation. Stay there. Let's talk more about that on the other side. But again, that's the system panicking, pulling out all the stops to try to pile on more money to shut us down, to shut us up. But the people are only going to wake up that much faster because things are falling apart. They can't paper over that. Stay with us.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
One major world crisis away from having a totalitarian type of system.
The main event is the wholesale destruction of the world economy.
The push for every nation on the globe to identify and number all of its citizens.
Friends, I hope that you will order Shadow Government from Infowars.com. We also have some specials where you can get some of our other films half price when you order Shadow Government. A new level in production quality and in information. It exposes how a cashless society, surveillance beast grid of total control is being put into place. This film needs to be seen. Everybody needs to get it. So order yours today. Show it to your friends, your family, your church, your neighbors, your boss, your employees. Shadow Government, ladies and gentlemen. Get your copy at Infowars.com today. Shadow Government. It gives Big Brother a black eye. Available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
The Supreme Court removed limits on corporate labor donations to campaigns, but the way I read this ruling, they did not remove the $3,000 limit on citizens. So we, as human beings, don't get to give more because that's what really threatens them. But offshore corporations, I mean, that's treason right there. And many people have written editorial articles saying that is treason by the Supreme Court, but I remember criticizing them saying they couldn't have a Hillary film that was funded by a corporation. That's one thing, but to say unlimited, offshore, campaign, openly, I tell you, it's amazing. It's amazing, Reverend Manning.
Well, essentially what that ruling says, Alex, is that only corporations will be able to vote. Corporations and their surrogates, that if you belong to a corporation and you are part of the shareholders of that corporation, then you can vote. Or if you are an individual citizen, such as you and myself and many others, your vote will not count. Your vote will be dependent upon how much money you can donate, and of course you'll be limited in what you can donate. Therefore, you'll be limited in who and how powerful your votes will become. That's exactly what that does and says. We're being castrated.
Where do you see this going?
I see this. I believe that the Obama administration, the world government powers that exist and that have existed, believe that global power is more possible now than ever, that they can unify this planet, if you will. They can make it a prison planet, if you must, and that there's really no one or nothing that can stop them right now. They don't see anything out there that can stop them. The only thing that they're trying to avoid right now I do believe that martial law would be a great way